Celebrity culture is nothing new. I mean, there's been rich and famous people around forever. But it seems like with the internet and with reality TV, things have kind of taken on a whole new flavor. It's even affected people that are not celebrities, they're not rich and famous. There's something called acquired situational narcissism that I wanted to talk about today on today's episode of Evening TV. So the premise is that we can acquire narcissism by becoming famous or rich or successful in some way. Three main differences between that and a regular personality disorder. One is it starts in adulthood. Two is that you know when it started, and three is that it is amenable to treatment. Robert B. Millman, professor of psychiatry at Cornell Medical School, started using the term in 2000 to describe what occurs to some famous actors, sports figures, and rock stars. However, it's likely that the condition existed a long time ago. For example, early civilizations were aware of the danger of power and pride, and Roman generals, during a procession in their honor, for instance, had a slave behind them in the chariot whispering over and over something along the lines of, "Remember that you are only a mortal human being." The idea was to prevent them from falling into the trap of acting like a god. How well you knew yourself and the family you came from really seems to make a difference when it comes to how well a person handles becoming famous. Who remembers this from the first time we saw Madonna?
You're the least bit scared to do that?
Not really. I think I've always had a lot of confidence in myself.
We are a couple of weeks into the new year. What do you hope will happen, not only in 1984, but for the rest of your professional life? What are your dreams? What's left?
To rule the world.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Madonna.
Italian family kept her grounded and down to earth versus someone like the Kardashians, who are all in this together with everyone they know is wealthy and like they are. They seem to have completely lost touch on how it was that they came to be famous. They've gotten way ahead of themselves and what their importance is.
Business that you were passionate about, then you would know what it takes to run a business, but you don't. So don't even act like you know what I'm talking about.
It seems that this person's forgotten that she's not a singer, not a dancer. She had basically no skill at all and started this whole career, so quote unquote, based on a sex tape. You know, she's kind of lost all perspective on who she is and how she got there.
Out of here and go. Get the out of here and go. No one wants you in the so we don't want you in the shoot. She's the least exciting to look at.
Now, this was a society, family, and all of that, but it's only since they become super, super mega wealthy that these kinds of things are, these kinds of things are happening. They're in competition like this. The whole family is all around when they're having these kinds of arguments and reinforcing it and all participating in it, and they all act equally as bad. Yet she has no reason to be grounded because everyone around her is telling her how fantastic she is. Even Madonna, a person who is completely self-made, multi-talented, is on the same stage with Kim Kardashian telling her that they're equals, and Kim believes it. As Millman points out, they get so used to having people look at them, they develop a very strong belief in their own importance, and this is reinforced by the way they are treated by the people around them. They are treated as special, superior, gifted by fans, groupies, and agents, TV interviewers, and the public. Football stars are asked for their opinion on the economy. Rock stars are asked about what should be done about world poverty. The individual develops grandiose fantasies, loses touch with what is actually happening, becomes full of their own importance. Money in and of itself seems to be the new celebrity. So just the fact that you get rich from whatever means possible, even if it was a sex tape that gets you there, you have no skill, no talent, no hard work, nothing, no claim to fame other than the fact that you are just rich, that is celebrity enough. It doesn't seem there's any sort of shame in that. People seem perfectly proud to act like they are experts and they have all kinds of reasons to be high on themselves and looking down on other people because of that. When a person's self-worth is completely wrapped up in their financial achievements, he or she may experience a great deal of angst. For example, the prospect of losing a substantial part of their personal fortune can prove emotionally debilitating. There's often also the perceived need to keep up with the Joneses, when the Joneses are also super rich. They can easily lead to excessive and actually undesired spending accompanied by considerable tension. Acquired situational narcissism starts with the symptoms like this and then degenerates into a disregard for rules and laws and moral codes. The narcissist considers himself above such things. Those restrictions are for the lesser people. This means that, just like those with personality disorders, they have affairs, drink to excess, take drugs, get into trouble with the law, in various ways and cause chaos and destruction all around them. But it doesn't have to be a wealthy, necessarily a famous and wealthy person that this happens to. Basically, it's defined as any person who is exhibiting narcissistic behavior after becoming successful or popular in some way. A situational narcissist is someone who at one time behaved reasonably and diplomatically, but developed an egocentric complex as the result of gaining a measure of accomplishment, fame, wealth, or other form of external success. Situational narcissism can occur in just about any arena of life. It changes a person after the individual receives elevated status, real or perceived, which instills a sense of superiority, entitlement, or privilege. The narcissist believes that he or she is now above others, at least within their personal and/or professional circles. Here are a few examples of how this can happen. A colleague who receives a recognition or promotion becomes more egocentric. An individual who is accepted into an elite school organization becomes arrogant or entitled. A person who dates or marries a trophy partner is prideful of the elevated status, prompting an air of superiority to peers while basking in the partner's reflected glory. An athlete who's the star on a team is self-aggrandizing and boastful. Someone who becomes independently wealthy shows contempt for those in the lower socioeconomic status and is rude towards the little people. An attention-seeking public figure who develops megalomania after gaining a degree of popularity and/or notoriety. So here's 5 signs of situational narcissism, or ASN. 1. A superiority complex. One of the most common signs of a situational narcissist is that after they receive this elevated status, they begin to feel, act, or speak as if they're superior to others. While situational narcissists may show their ugly side to those whom they perceive as lesser, they will often be friendly, gracious, and generous with those who are part of their exclusive peer group, and especially turn on the charm toward individuals of higher status instead of treating people as human beings regardless of their status, consciousness, and social comparison. 3. View others as superior or inferior, but rarely equal. For some situational narcissists, professional, social, and even family relationships are determined based on perceived social caste. Factors such as wealth, education, societal status, professional position, exclusive memberships, social upbringing, refinement, nationality, and ethnic background determine how someone is to be treated. For some situational narcissists, people are either superior or inferior, but rarely equal. They embody what it means to be snobbish. 4. Entitlement. Situational narcissists typically expect special treatment due to their elevated status at work. They may feel like they can avoid some tasks, receive extra perks, and be exempt from certain rules. At home and in social circles, they may automatically expect others to cater to or defer to them. They want you to place them on a pedestal. Narcissistic supply, of course, even when such actions are clearly inequitable and undermine and demean your value as an individual. And 5, condescending verbal and nonverbal expressions. To put up and maintain a facade of superiority, some of the worst offending situational narcissists will put others down to boost their own power and prestige. They may target select victims for ridicule, blame, shame, sarcasm, and overall marginalization. Nonverbally, they reveal their sense of superiority through their lack of eye contact, demeaning glare, eye rolling, dismissive gestures, groans, and sighs, quick inattentiveness, impolite yawns, and overall condescension. Narcissists generally don't seek treatment. After all, they don't consider that there's anything wrong with them. Of course, this is confirmed by those around them who are forever complimenting them and praising them. However, if they're having problems with their relationship or they've got a substance abuse problem or something brings them into treatment, and the therapist is able to get in there and introduce the idea of that they may have developed some narcissism, the concept of narcissism, these folks are able to take that in. They're able to consider that differently than people with regular personality disorder. That is, unless, of course, they did just have a personality disorder to begin with, which a lot of times people that are seeking fame and fortune will have in the first place. So you don't always know until you're in the middle of it. But if they actually have acquired situational narcissism, they will be able to get some help, and the therapist will be able to break through to them. Those who spend time with narcissists are taken advantage of. They become sources of narcissistic supply. There are various ideas about how fans project their own desire for fame and celebrity status on their idols, while secretly wishing for their idol to fall off their pedestal and so on. The fact remains that those in close proximity to narcissists are used to feed the narcissist's ego, wallet, and delusions. they will usually end up worse off and frequently end up a lot worse for the wearer. The usual advice for narcissists applies. Learn to spot narcissistic people and keep your distance. This is very difficult in a culture where fame and fortune and those who have it are seen as very attractive and something to aspire to. The best way out, in fact currently the only way out, is to learn about narcissists, why they do what they do, how they use mind control techniques, what techniques they use with you, and what your response was. Only then does the mind control and manipulation lose its power over you. Have you had any experience with acquired situational narcissism? Do you know anyone who's gone through this? If you do know anyone, did they ever get better? I'd love to hear about your experience with this in the comments. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like it if you did, and love it if you subscribe to my channel. All right, thanks a lot, you guys. I'll talk with you soon.